I remember my first vehicle, nimefuatwa na helicopter, nimefuatwa na polisi. And,
like in the movies?
Kama kwa movie.
No way.
Naona nafuatwa na polisi, I don't know what's up. Naangalia juu, naona nimemulikwa. And chaos ilianza hapo. From that point, once you get into the wrong side of the law in Canada, it's really hard to get out of. By the time I was facing the judge, and maybe I would pay the lawyers. I would pay lawyers and just wanna push kesi yangu. Because I have the money. And eventually, ikakuwa too much and I had to face the judge. And that's when I got 6 months plus deportation. I call my mom and she answers me. Nikampigia niko ndani. Nikamwambia, "Mom, hey, nilikuwa nataka kuambia pale niko." Akaniambia, no, you don't have to tell me. I know where exactly you are and you're exactly where you need to be. A month before Nico released, I'm like, these people that are out there are more in prison than I am. And I remember praying and asking God, I really don't want to get out. Canada is, I would say, a place to be. The misconception that you go there and things are hard, I wouldn't say that.
Even right now?
Even right now.
You would encourage people to go?
I would encourage people to go.
To Canada?
Yes. If you get that opportunity,
yes.
Enter.
Very good morning to you and a warm welcome to LNS. My name is Lynn Ngugi. Now, if you are a stranger on this platform, then you might have missed out on our conversations around Canada. And guys, you asked me to look for someone who might be able to tell us their personal opinion about Canada. And imagine kumtafuta, I just got a call from my brother Irongo and he was like, Lynn, one of the people who lives in Canada is around and I feel like we should be able to get his story so that we know the ins and outs of Canada and whether what people are saying about that country is true. I'm about to let him introduce himself, but if you noticed, he's also wearing, guy, don't even edit it out. He's also wearing popular colors of Kings Developers Limited, and they are no stranger on the show right now. And I always say, if you want to invest your money in a credible company, then you might want to check out Kings Developers Limited, a real estate company that deals with beautiful houses, and they have affordable housing, they have medium range, they have upper range, and they have flexible payment plans. So why don't you guys visit them at Prism Towers so that you are able to get more details? And of course, to thank you guys, I can't believe the other day we were just asking you to get us to 700k subscribers, but here we are right now, 720k subscribers. Asanteni sana. We do not take your support for granted. And now without further ado, please allow me to let our guest today introduce himself. Hey Alex, good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, I'm blessed.
Yes, nisha kusemea jina.
Kabisa.
Sorry, I cut you short.
Lakini zote ni Alex Munene Mugo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Thank you for having me.
Yes, nice to have you. Yeah, so your introduction ends at Alex
Munene Mugo, based in Canada, born here in Kenya.
Yeah.
I am married to a lovely lady. Her name is D. Tunamitaga D huko.
Okay.
It's Dana, but
yes,
people like saying D. People
yeah,
just shorten it. So Dana Kagoi,
yeah,
she's a blessing.
Yes.
I'm also a minister. And yeah.
Nice to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I appreciate, and you're looking really great.
Thank you. You too.
No, come on. Today I feel so underdressed, but the show must go on.
Yeah.
Well, you miss the African print.
The African print, and they are harder, kind of expensive to find here.
Yeah.
I think finding them there is a little bit easier than finding them here.
No way.
Yeah.
Masai Market?
Masai Market sikuenda. Actually, I got very good deals.
Yes.
But ukianza kutafuta, it's kind of really hard.
Okay.
Yeah, but Nilipata.
Ulipata. We appreciate the representation.
Thank you,
and thank you so much. You know, for me, it's a blessing to have you on the show because I felt like last week and last week but one,
Yeah.
we were just speaking about Canada this, Canada that, Canada this. Maybe if before we get deeper into your personal story
Yeah.
and how you ended up there, what is that one thing people are getting wrong about Canada?
What is that one thing people are getting wrong?
Yes.
Canada is, I would say, a place to be. I call it home. I call it home. And so the misconception that you go there, things are hard, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they are perfect, that is. But there's a process to everything.
Yes.
Kuna what it gives. Canada is a place that really loves people
Yeah.
and really, really welcomes people from all sorts of backgrounds.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what profession you're in, you move there and uweke bidii yako, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah. So the misconception, what I really didn't like was, what I niliangalia nikaona it's not really right, is the fact that, it's a hard sort of place to be. There is that sort of a confusion, it's a mistake kuenda. I don't think it's a mistake.
It's not
I would encourage people to.
Even right now,
You
would encourage
I would
people
encourage
to go
people to go
to Canada.
Yes. If you get that opportunity,
Yes.
enter.
And yeah, we'll get there because I feel like hearing it firsthand from someone who has lived there for how many years now?
18.
18
years.
oh, that's
I went there
almost-
back in 2005.
Yeah.
So about 18 years.
18, that's
Yes.
almost 2 decades, you
Yes.
know. I think your opinion will be highly valued on the platform, but let's break it down a little bit.
Yeah.
What caught my attention about you was not even the fact that you live in Canada right now, but it's the thought of knowing how we can take opportunities for granted. Like we do not understand the power opportunities have for us.
Yeah.
We take them for granted,
Yeah.
and then redeeming ourselves and getting to understand the value of these opportunities.
Yeah.
I think for me that's something people think is easy, and it's not. And also people, I don't know how someone survives in Canadian prisons. I'm really interested in knowing, ni kama za hapa Lang'ata, ni kama za hapa Kamiti,
Yeah.
ama is it ziko self-contained when you are there? So if you could take us through your story way back, why did you go there? How was your life as young Alex? What opportunities did you take for granted?
Yeah.
And what was that awakening moment for you where you were like, nah, I gotta stop playing around. This is life and it's serious,
Yeah.
and I have to be accountable for my actions.
Yeah, like I said, brought up here in Kenya, born in Kenya,
Yeah.
originally from Embu.
Yes.
Nilizaliwa hapa Thika, Thika School for the Blind. My mom was a teacher there.
Yeah.
I was born there, grew up, and my mom got an opportunity to go study there.
Yes.
She would deal with special kids with special needs. So she got an opportunity to go there under the Salvation Army. This time I was back then I was in class 4.
Yes.
I was in class 4 when my mom went, and so took her back here with my stepdad, and grew up in Thika until class 8, and my mom came back.
Yeah.
But when she came back for only 2 weeks, and we, the kids, she didn't want to go back. So this is from class 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. She came for only 2 weeks. We are the ones that actually told her to go back. Life had changed. Life really changed. Yeah, just seeing the way we were living before and the way now we were living while she was there. And she would send us money and such, and life was a little bit bearable.
Yeah.
Life was a little bit better,
Yeah.
if I would put it as such. So went to high school in Embu, and after Form 4 moved to Mombasa.
Yeah.
Lived in Mombasa for about 6 years now before we relocated. I wouldn't say that most of the kids actually know even the impact of that move. Most of us, kama sasa mimi, I went as a landed immigrant. it's totally different because my mom is sponsoring me.
Yes.
So she becomes a Canadian, I automatically become a permanent resident.
Yeah.
Right? And land there, you have to live at least, that time you had to live at least 4 years. And after those 4 years, now you're able to become a Canadian.
Okay.
You're able to apply to become a Canadian, as from permanent resident to Canadian. And so that happened. So went to Toronto. It was really difficult back then.
Yeah.
Those are not the days that we had cell phones and such. Nakumbuka you panda the buses there, they would give you a map. Right? If you're looking for direction, they will give you a really huge map.
Yeah.
So unaona how to get here. But we did. Toronto is basic. It's really easy to find your way.
Yes.
Most of the roads there are parallel to each other. So unakuta there is Ellesmere and another road. So zingine hazipatani, zingine zinapatana. So it was easy. Culture shock was a big thing. Really, really big thing. Because now umekuja, the way unafikiria and the way they are thinking is totally different. Their beliefs, you know, I'm brought up in a Christian family. And so getting there and then start seeing there are people from different cultures, different beliefs, was also overwhelming. But we kept on keeping on. Busy. It was a very, it still is a very busy place. You find in a family that you don't even see each other.
Yes.
For some time, because kila mtu ako job. Kama si job unakuta someone is literally at work, from work, they are going to school and such. And sometimes you find people working even 2-3 jobs. So ikakuwa so overwhelming, even for us as young. I think I was 23 years old when I went there. And friendship, making friends, getting into relationships and such, also very, very overwhelming. I heard you in your previous show, you were talking about how lonely it can get. Someone was talking about how lonely it can get, really, really lonely. And then all of a sudden the weather, right? So unakuta pia weather hamsikizani. So ikakuwa hard. And personally, I kind of took drinking and partying as a scapegoat. That's what most of us were just doing there, partying. Like we would really, really party hard. So umekuja, you're a young person, umepata job, the place is very welcoming. And all of a sudden now, this job that umepata pesa, what do? Start partying. Influence ilikuwa so high at that point. Had very good friends, but all we would do is just party and drink. So one thing led to another. Maybe I stayed with my mom, I think 6 months when I go to Canada. Because after this period of time that tukukua na I'd already started indulging in a little bit of fun here, especially in Mombasa.
Yes.
Nilikuwa nikwenda hii klabu, Tembo, Mamba, nini. So sasa kufika kule, unaona umepanda nini, different
advanced
stage. Umekuwa advanced. And so now it's playing between BC, playing between Alberta and Toronto, and just clubbing and stuff. And when you encourage yourself that I'm making money, so pesa ni yangu, made a lot of mistakes. So there's a time there that I decided to move to Alberta. Alberta is where we have oil inatoka huko, canola oil. There's lots of work in Alberta. And so I opted to move to Alberta. Once I moved to Alberta, nikama with more money, more that kind of a lifestyle, kick in even more. And so I remember my first vehicle, nimefatwa na helicopter, nimefatwa na polisi, you know. What happened, we were somewhere in a party. And,
like in the movies?
Kama kwa movie.
No way.
So we were somewhere kwa party, and then there's this young lady that came, that my then girlfriend and I knew from Toronto. So she comes to Calgary, she's looking for, you know, better opportunities and such. And we decide, okay, tuende na wewe, and you know, you can stay with us until you're on your feet. But the guys that we were with, they didn't like that for some reasons. So one of them decided to call the police, that kuna mtu ametoka hapa and he's drunk. That's what I heard. So naona nafuatwa na police, I don't know what's up. Naangalia juu, naona nimemulikwa, and chaos ilianza hapo. from that point, once you get into the wrong side of the law in Canada, it's really hard to get out of. Because what you will need now is to literally make a 360 of changing your life, which I personally think it is impossible. Like changing the way you live to another way, personally I think it is impossible. People try, people go to AA meetings and such, but me, I believe that the only person that can change your life is Christ. And so I indulge, nimekuja nimeshikwa.
So for DUI?
DUI.
Yeah.
The police apparently say that in his 25 years of service, he has never arrested such a polite young man. And I'm going through so much, but all these things ni kama zinani attack. So the culture, the way of dealing with this money that I have, whether ni mingi ama ni kidogo, all this really contributes. Really contributes. Relationships, they really contribute. Unajua hapa hivi, when you're going something, utakimbia ocha.
Yes.
And you go sit down with grandma na muongee, and but there's nowhere to go. So all that was contributing. Kidogo nyuma, my dad left, my biological dad left when I was, I think, 3 years old. And so that was also a contributing factor that I did not know then. And even the bigger factor that I would point out is the fact that, when you're able to turn to God, when you're able to pray, even with your friends, and you're going through something and you're able to turn to Him and pray, I never used to do that. I knew I was taking advantage of grace. That one I knew.
Oh, come on.
I was taking advantage of grace. Madhi ananiombea. My friends, my relatives wananiombea, but me mwenyewe, I'm not taking advantage of praying for myself. And so get the first DUI. This is 2010. Get the first DUI. 2011 get the second one. 2012 get another DUI, because now once they kushika na DUI, they take even your vehicle. Now to go to work imekuwa ni ngumu, and now this is Alberta back in the day. The transit was not that good, like the buses and such.
Yeah.
So wamechukua gari. So what do? I go get another car.
Wait, they keep the car?
Yes, they take the car. So they will take the car, they can take the car for almost 30 days, right?
Yeah.
And then ile pesa imeaccumulate hapo wameka gari, it's equivalent to another car. So what you do, nilikuwa I give that to the Kidney Foundation, right? Get $300 back, like literally donate to the Kidney Foundation.
Yeah.
But when I do my taxes, I'll get 300 back. And then I buy another car.
So if they get you with this, if they catch you with, drinking under the influence, what's the penalty?
If it's the first time offense, there's court, where the judge determines, because ulishiko ukifanya nini. So kama this is someone that called. So the officer was saying that if someone didn't call, singe kushika. Unaona? So that makes a difference. So unaweza umelewa na umegonga mtu, umelewa umegonga, umeswerve or something. So just the fact that you're drunk is a ticket on its own. And then the reason why umesimamishwa is another ticket on its own. So you can either pay. Right now it's bad because right now it's zero tolerance. And you find so many Kenyans are coming and they're still doing it. And that's an issue of it by its own. Unakuta watu kwa streets and you think it's because walikuja the other day, but no. Ni vile tu hajafanya vile inafaa kufanya, because it becomes really hard.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of reasons. Ukishikwa unaweza kuwa ni taillight. So your taillight is not working. Umesimamishwa, umelewa. So taillight is the ticket by its own, and then the fact that umelewa
is another.
Yes. Unakuta wengine they don't even have a driver license. Kama sasa that time I didn't have one. So that was an offense by itself. So ikaendaga hivyo. I got the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. So by the time I was facing the judge, and I would pay the lawyers. I would pay lawyers and just wanna push kesi yangu. Because I have the money. And eventually ikakuwa too much and I had to face the judge. And that's when I got 6 months plus deportation, right? So I was to do 6 months and then be deported. God is good, because I remember what I told the judge. I told the judge that all my life in Canada, since I came, I've been walking by myself. But right now, the Lord Jesus is standing with me. And so I'm ready for whatever it is that you bring. If kama ni hiyo time na deportation, me, I'm ready. Kama ni another chance, I'm ready. For some reason, he gave me 3 months. Now, 6 months, but with good behavior, 3 months. Now, this is a correctional facility. It's not a prison.
It's
So
not like a meeting.
so there's correctional facilities, and then but it's still a prison. There's a correctional facility, and then now there's the prison for those hardcore gangsters. So that's what I got, and I did my 3 months, and even before all this, I knew I was living recklessly. I knew that the trajectory my life was taking was not right. Nilikuwa najua, like I told you, I knew I was taking any advantage of grace. But there's something I think we are all doing. There's a difference between where you want to be and where God wants you to be. There's a very, very big difference. Because hii ni mama amenileta Canada. It's not something I worked for. I don't know, sijui huo gumu. That's why these people that are sleeping on the street for one reason or another, especially the new refugees, I think theirs is a beautiful testimony and a beautiful story, and I encourage it. Because once they toka from those streets, they know pale wametoka. Wako na story moja ya maana sana. I cannot compare myself with someone that ametafuta pepa zake hapa Kenya, akapata, akauza shamba ama whatever it is that they did to come to Canada. I cannot compare myself, because mimi, I was handed like this. Did I know the importance of it? Did I know the privilege of it? How privileged I was? I didn't. So nikachezea, and it's not me alone. Most of my friends were deported. I'm glad that most of them we are still connecting, and most of them unasikia wamekuja na wameanza biashara zao and all that kind of stuff, and they're doing well. But I'd rather keep the fact that I can go to Canada whenever I want. I'm a child of two worlds. I'd rather keep that than, this nimekuja, sina any information about the place as a young person, and then all of a sudden nimekuwa deported. So these people that are working hard to come to Canada, to sleep on the street for, even if it's 2, 3, 4 months, I encourage them. You see, what the government does mostly is, wakikuja, most people would go to the shelters. But when the whole COVID situation ilikuja, kuna wale wametoka Eritrea, this place that there was a war, Ukraine.
Yes.
There's a surge that came from Ukraine. There are some homeless people that preferred to be on the streets. Canada, there's homeless people. And they prefer to be on the streets, sana. So, but now after the whole COVID situation, everybody was taken to the shelters. Now the shelters are not for refugees, these are homeless people. But now, because homeless people walikuwa nakaa kwa streets, shelters zikaanza kutumiwa na mostly refugees. Now, when the whole COVID situation imeisha, they're not just gonna chase people out of the shelters, wamewacha huko. And then all of a sudden vile imefunguka now, a group of people like wengi wamekuja. It's like literally an outpouring of people just pouring in. There is plans. You can tell the government is working on it. Mostly this is a city issue. It's not a federal government issue. Unaona? Kama sasa iko Toronto, hiyo watu wako kwa streets, hiyo si issue ya federal government. Federal government itakuja, haitaingilia directly, itauliza city. And then now city will work on it. So there's something that's being done. But I would say this is not something new. People did not start sleeping on the streets in Canada jana. People have always been there. And people have risen from those streets to becoming people that own businesses, people that are doing very well. There's a setup that we are having there, especially in Calgary. Toronto ni kitu imekuwa for long. So there's there's a setup that has been built, sort of like a small community, Kenyan community, where we have a president, where we have secretaries.
For real?
Where, yes. And they sit down with these ministers,
Yes.
and they, what is your community facing? And they help out, right? So most people wanakuja, yes, without the information, but when they get there, you are able to get this information.
You are?
Go to churches, especially Kenyan based, because kuna wale wanapenda kwenda kwa church ya Kenya. Our church is not Kenyan. Sisi we embrace people from all over, but majority of us are Kenyans. And so when you come there, come as our president there, that's my brother in Calgary.
Yes.
That's the president of the KCA.
Yeah.
That's the president.
Kenya Community Association.
Kenyan Community Association, Dan Mugo. That's my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Now, ukikuja, we are able to work with you. Umekuja kama student, umekuja kama refugee, we are able to work with you and help you out where we can.
Okay.
Reasons why you came to Canada, those are very private. We don't want to, kama hasa me, I'm a minister, so I don't want to get involved in the reason why you came to Canada. Because probably some of them are lying, some of them are saying the truth. So just for integrity's sake, hiyo inakuwa ni yako. But we are able to pray with you. We are able to ask around, is there anybody with an extra room? You know, because we know it's just for a season. And we are also able, kama sasa mimi, what I do mostly, I deal with students, mostly because of my own experience. You find these kids are going through so much, it's not funny, Lynn. Wanaenda through so much. Because msee amekam, yes, the parents have done all that they can for him or her to get there. Amekuja huko, there are bills to pay. Canada is about money, money, money. Yes, there is money, but it's about money, 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 money. So the parents here, the family here, give this guy a break. Wacha afike mahali aseme, okay, now I can start helping. But akikuja, akona pressure ya kusaidia home, akona pressure ya kulipa shule, especially students, international students, they are paying so much money. So much, it's a problem. So unakuta analipa hao, ako shule, unakuta maybe hata anafanya job mbili. Some of them are literally going insane because hata wanaanza kuchukua kudrink easy energy drinks to be able to go to 2 jobs ndio aweze kusustain home na aweze kusustain life shule na aweze kusustain maisha yake. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. And so we are looking in the fact that we need help, we need understanding from all sides, from back home, even there. Ukifika kule, there is people that are willing to help, but you also need to talk.
Yeah.
Most people wakikuja, of course, wanadanganya sana. Sasa huyu mtu tu anadanganya. So even when you want to help, you can't.
Yeah.
But if you come and you're open,
yes.
I'm telling you, there are people that are opening their homes. There are people that are telling people come, and they will support you, they will show you the way until you're out. And there are also those that don't want to help, right? Inakuwa gani?
It's a 50-50. I want to get deeper in ways that someone can survive in Canada. But let me take you back to your story now, your personal story.
Nilitoka kabisa.
No, it's all right. We can. The best part is that we can always go back.
Yeah.
So the judge now gives you 3 months.
The judge gives me 3 months.
No deportation.
No deportation.
No nothing.
No, he gives me the same thing.
Yes.
He gives me 6 months plus deportation, but with good behavior, 3 months. Now, something that I did a lot is when that season was coming, I think God prepares. Me, I don't think I went to Canada. I went to prison in Canada because I'm a bad guy. I know myself. Najijua. Na nimejua kutoka kitambo. I moved with love. I love the fact that Jesus himself, when he would go through a city, a town, he was moved with compassion. So me, I'm moved with that. And so, yes, I made mistakes. And every time I ask the Lord, he always tells me it was for a purpose. Because that's what I'm doing now, there, now. So he gives me 6 months with good behavior. And I thank God for that. Because when I went to prison, the person I am is who really now came out. I kind of felt that I walked with Christ upon Dani. Like it was a time for me kuketi chini and find out what is it ninafanya hapa. Am I where God wants me to be? Am I where I want to be? And I call my mom. And she answers me. Nikampigia niko ndani. Nikamwambia mom, hey, nilikuwa nataka kukuambia pale niko. Akaniambia no, you don't have to tell me. I know where exactly you are and you're exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. That's something I didn't know. It's like that time when I told God, okay, here I am. Sasa niambie, sasa nimeshindwa. Niambie. It's like that was the first breath I ever took in Canada. After all those years. And people waste a lot of time. Kukimbizana na documents, kukimbizana na jobs, and God, unajua anasemaga, the plans that I have for you are plans to give you a hope and a future. Right? But sisi tumekimbizana na plans zetu, umekimbizana nao, unabaki, it's not working. Too much movement is not progress. It's not progress.
There you go.
So I'm blessed that the fact that before niende ndani, I started praying for some reason. Even when I was handcuffed, nachukuliwa. I remember looking up and saying, it's time, right? And I felt like he was smiling at me and saying, yeah, it's time. And so I went there and it was a wonderful time. I'm not saying prison is hard. Especially for kama mimi unaweza nifunga anything else but usinifunge akili. Sasa nilikuwa nasema nimefungwa akili. And finding getting into the word of God and digging into the word of God, I found another freedom until ilifika place 2 weeks before nilikuwa released. No, a month before nilikuwa released. I'm like, these people that are out there are more in prison than I am. Because people are arrested. Watu wamefungwa na relationships. In Canada, relationships you just don't jump into any relationship. People are. Zinaletea watu shida mingi sana. People are arrested with the life, job, work. Umefungwa na kazi. All you're thinking about is job. You're in a prison. Watu wengine wamefungwa na alcohol and drugs and such. So I felt so free in jail than I ever felt. And I remember praying and asking God, I really don't want to get out. When I was being arrested, I had a pack of cigarettes. Ndani ilikuwa na bangi. Nilikuwa na mix bangi, natoa ile nini, the cigarette, and then I put weed in. So I had like 5 joints. Nimezika hapo hivyo ndani. So I'm like, nikitoka, that's the first thing I'm going to, hiyo ndio itanifunga ya kwanza. And he's like, no. I remember I got out, kutoka tu hivi, nilichukua tu nikairusha. And that was it. People ask me, Aliki uliacha pombe? Naambia, no, mimi sikuacha pombe. Me, I got saved. There's a difference. There's a big difference. So this 6 months, God alizicut short. Because niliingia. I remember when I got in, where we used to go pray at the mess, there was only 4 people. By the time I was living there, I was 48. I remember watu wanakuja wananiambia, hey, Alex, pray for me, man. Pray for me. There's one of the biggest guys known in Canada. I won't mention his name, but he was there. So ametoka kwa the prison itself, anakuja correction atoke. Alikuwa amebakisha kitu kama 2 years. So a correctional facility, 3 years under. So 3 years above, now you go to the prison. So he was there. Remember him asking me to pray for him. So God did a work there. God did a work. And the whole of these 6 months, then deportation, just ilipotea tu hivyo.
You were never deported.
Just like that. I remember they had given me a date now to find out, is this still happening? They never called me. Canada. You know, Canada, you cannot buy bread na unatafuta na polisi na ukose kujua pale huko. But they tried to look for anything, story ingine. Mimi ndio nilipiga nikauliza, I thought I had a court date on the 13th now to know if I'm doing an extra 3 months and then be deported. The guy told me, Alex, unless you want us to add something in your case, you have nothing. So it was God. Ni God kabisa.
That was your awakening period.
That was the time now niliambia God, okay, ndo mimi huyu. Yeah.
Use me.
and he started working with me. I started working with, he was always there. Mi ndio sikuwa najua.
Yeah.
Ama maybe nilikuwa too ignorant, but from that time things just changed in my life. Things zime change, things that people have worked for years to get. There's one day I woke up and I got a piece of land. Leo nimelala sina shamba, nimeamka asubuhi sina shamba, jioni niko na shamba.
You are landowner?
Mimi?
You...
Yeah. Naitwa God. Ye ucheza kae. God has done some wonderful things, and he's doing so much for so many in that country.
Yeah.
Especially kitambo. You know, saizi everything iko hapa. So kukiwa na kanini ka kiosk kidogo, everybody wants to take a video, aseme vile huku ni kubaya.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But akina Mathe had it rough. They had it rough than now. Saizi there are people in Canada. I being one of them, na si ati najisifu, but I being one of them, looking for people to give them a hand. Because we know that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Within, umefika Canada within a year, uko na nyumba yako, uko na gari yako, uko na pesa yako, you're doing well. Within a year. Yes. But kunako ka process, especially the first 2, 3, 4, 5 months.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Kuna nini. But if you have people, and there are people that are looking for people to help them.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Now, let me do this in a layman's language.
Yes.
Because this has been now the controversy. If you could, and I'm happy we have you here. Now, if you could walk us through, document-wise, how best can I make it in Canada? What kind of documents do I need?
Yeah.
And if I don't have those documents, niko chini ya maji,
Yeah.
what are some of the ways I can maneuver to finally have my documents in order?
The first document ni hiyo. God, unataka niko wapi? That's the first document.
Powerful.
Unakuja unauliza God, so mimi nataka kwenda Canada ama Australia ama German or wherever it is. Where do you want me? Now, if God wants you in Germany, Lynn, nobody can stop him.
Yes.
You will be in Germany. Now, if you came with a visitor's visa, you came with a visitor's visa. That's not a work permit. If you came with a work permit, you came with a work permit, so you are allowed to work.
Yes.
If you came with, let's say, kuna wale wanapata, there are those that are getting permanent residence from here. Unakuta mama alienda ama dada alienda amefanya sasa kama mimi.
Yes.
Alienda mama ameingia kama student amechange. Now you are able to change your visitor's visa. You are able to change it into a work permit.
Yes.
You are able to change it into a permanent resident. You are able to change it eventually into a Canadian. So there is that process. There is that process. So if you have a work permit, of course, if you have a work permit, you already have a job. So utafika umeingia job. So it's very easy for people that way. Students wanapatia go zote mbili. So you came as a student, you need to work.
Yes.
There is a work permit. Lakini sasa ile sasa strange ni this is the conferences. Mtu amekuja conference and then they decide I want to stay.
Yes.
Right? With their own reason, and I respect it, right?
I love that part about you. You don't judge, you know?
No, mtu amekuja wacha kae. You know, even the wanataka, and it's I love the fact that I'm able to choose where I want to live. I love that. Nikitaka kwa Canada, I'll stay Canada. If I want to come back to Kenya, I come back to Kenya. So why should everybody else not have that choice, right? So those that are having it a little bit rough is the one that come for business, and then all of a sudden they want to stay. So we may change from business now to refugee claimant. Ama umekuja as a student, of course you will be given a work permit, so you are able to work and student. But kama umekuja for 2 years na hizo 2 years imeisha, both of them expire. So now you change them again, you decide I want to stay. Right? So that's where the CAHAD situation is, but it's workable. The government there really works with people, and it wants people. Canada, we want people to come, honestly.
Tell me this part where nimeingia chini ya maji.
Yeah.
Because there, as you've said, wacha mtu wakuje. We can't decide for people. Let people go and try
Yes.
where they want to try. If I come to Canada, with my visitors visa. I know the expiry date ndio imefika, but nimeamua I'm not going back home. Ama you go for conferences, you decide kuingia chini ama. Now how do I come out of that situation?
Let me give you with my own experience.
Yes.
So ndio mimi nimeshika DY ya kwanza, DY ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne. Unaona sasa kazi imekuwa ngumu kwa sasa uko na hadi warrant.
Yes.
So getting any document is hard. So I can either choose nikuwe naishi tu kwa lane, nafanya kazi za chini ya maji, of course ziko za kuoshea watu hao nini. I can live like that for the rest of my life. Or I can face it and go say niko na hizi warrants, nilifanya makosa, tucheze sasa tuone. Umekuja kama visitor na umeamua kabisa I want to stay. Give your documents. Once you give your documents, now you start working with the government. They ask you, why do you want to stay? You give your reasons, right? If they are valid reasons, you will stay.
How approachable is the Canadian government?
Very approachable. Very approachable. This is one government that you can talk to. You can literally talk to them. Yeah. So unasikia mimi huyo judge nilimwambia niko na Yesu. Na kona let's give this guy a chance tuone. Yeah.
What are the mistakes the Kenyans that are coming from here are making in Canada that are slowing their progress?
I'll be careful answering that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say people are making a mistakes. Ile kitu imetoa mtu hapa Kenya huwezi jua ni nini. Because there's some that are coming from marriages, violent relationships or marriages, anatoroka. I cannot say huyu mtu ataanza kutafuta information. How are they going to look for information? There's someone else that is being persecuted maybe because of their beliefs, right? Like our brothers from the Indian community. Most of them are being persecuted in India. You find a lot of Indians there. I'm not going to start looking at, oh, you did not find out how Canada is and all that.
The blame game now.
The blame game. It's your fault. No. What part are you playing? What part are you playing? This is a Kenyan, amefika, ako honest, unamsaidiaje, right? So unless you have the opportunity to do research, and you just choose not to do it, mtu amekuja amefika, right? Ni wazazi wake wamemtafutia opportunity afike. Akishafika inakuwa ni klabu, right? Just having fun. Uko na court date, there are documents you need to submit, you don't submit. Right? You have a court date, you're supposed to go, you don't go for your court date. No. Now, these are mistakes. You're supposed to be in your community. By the being in the Kenyan community really helps because they are able to write for you. Huyu tunamjua anakujaga church hapa, right? He's part of our community, so he can stay. That's how you're not engaged with your community. You're not going to court when you're supposed to be in court. Ni kuwaka, you don't want to work. Right? So I think this is where we are failing. This is where we're failing. Those that have the opportunity to get there and they're not doing things the right way. Yes.
How are you guys dealing with, the way you said, loneliness is a big part of being there. How do you guys deal with that? How is the mental health condition of people there?
We have doctors there. There are people that went there as doctors. In the Kenyan community. There are people, pastors. We have amazing men and women of God. There's this lady, she's a dear friend, Joanne Wairimu. She's a dear friend. And she's a woman that ukiketi na yeye chini anaongea na wewe, anakuanza na empowerment ya kwanza ni Yesu. So there are people that are able to talk to you. The Canadian government itself has facilities on how to go about work, to go about mental health. Lines are open. You can call anytime, right? So there is so many ways. People just don't do it. Our people are not just taking advantage of this that have been laid out. Yes.
They are not taking advantage.
They are not
of
taking
things.
advantage of it, kabisa.
Cost of living?
Cost of living is high. This is a surge that we recognize everywhere.
Yes.
It's not just in Canada. Kila mahali kumeanza kuwa expensive. But we are there, we are coping, and we understand that the government is working towards this. They recognize there's a very big problem on that. There are some students that came from China, bought houses, and they left. Wameacha nyumba wamefunga. So unakuta watu wako kwa streets and yet houses are empty na zimefungwa. So the government is trying to work on that. Yes. Okay. And now you see this is a big deal because this is a deal between one government and another, right? Because of what people have done. So tricky things to get into, but the government is working on it. The government is working on it. The other issue is the fact that everybody flocks in Toronto. Canada ni kubwa. Kenya inaweza ingia Canada 17 times, I believe.
Really?
1, 2, 3, 4, 17 times.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Alberta by itself is really big, but nobody's coming to Alberta. Nobody's coming to Alberta. Sasa ndio wameanza kuja and we are literally redirecting them. Unasikia mtoto wangu anakuja huko nini? Unamwambia no, asiende Toronto, mwambie kuja hii side nyingine.
Yes.
So, yes, if you're able to do research, do it. If you're able to get people there that can give you information, please do it. If you're not able, ndio hii unatusikia sahi, right? Ukifika huko, there is a Kenyan community in every area. Go there. These people will guide you on how to go about things. Yes.
Well, agents, it's been an issue.
Ya huku kwenyu.
Yeah.
Okay, ni kwetu pia. I know.
Ya huku kwenyu.
Yes. Ni kwetu pia. And it's a big issue. And I do think the government here in Canada, the government here in Kenya should literally address, they should look into this. Because inaumiza watu. Unajua lini when I'm telling you kuja Canada, ukikuja Canada, you're talking about your kids, you're talking about your grandkids, you're talking about generations to come. So when someone is messing with that, I don't know how big of a deal it should be taken. It's a really big deal when people are just misleading others.
Yes.
In terms of, because of money. It's something that the government should really look into. Yes.
Another concern I saw was especially people in Canada. Now, some of the people that were commenting and sending me emails, they say they try to advise us when we are here, but we don't listen. So when you get there, now it's 10 times harder, but they already told you the truth before you left here.
Yes.
Do we have a challenge there?
Yes, there is. Kuna haraka sana. Si unakumbuka tulisema God ndio anakupeleka. So if God is taking you there, stop being in a hurry. Usikuwe na haraka. Let's talk.
Yes.
Unakuja lini? Okay, sawa. Umeshalipa ndege bado. Si ulipe siku fulani ndio at least nilikuwa nimepata mahali unaweza enda. Now I think people here they want to get out haraka sana. So kuna hiyo haraka, which is very understandable, but still if you are able to look into things first, yes. There's that miscommunication between the people that are there and the people that are here. I don't know why, but watu wanabadilika lini. Like naweza kuja nione mtu ametoka Kenya amekuja leo, the way they are thinking,
it's not one.
So unachiki vile corruption imefanywa imekuwa ni normal hapa. So ukifika kule unakuta nothing is moving with corruption. Unatulia, una change. Unatulia. Hakuna sijui ati kutoa kitu ndogo sijui fanye nini, hakuna. Is what kama umesomea ndio unapata job, kama hujasomea upati.
Somea.
Yes. Kama umefanya makosa, hakuna lawyer unapatia kitu kidogo ama polisi. Hiyo hakuna. If it's a ticket you're being given, it's a ticket you're being given. If you're supposed to pay, you're supposed to. If you're supposed to do time, you will do time. Unaona? Are they able to work with you? Yes. With the right channels. Now, watu wanakuja wanapigwa character development mbaya sana. Unakuta mtu amebadilika. Hata kama alikuwa nani. Unakuja huko unabadilika. You start doing things the right way.
Yes.
Because that's the only way.
That's nice one.
That's the only way.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And that's why you see even in our country, mimi napenda Kenya. I love Kenya so much. But the more we are doing what we are doing, the deeper we are going into the pit. We are doing it to ourselves. It's corruption. It's not nice. So we are corrupting even the soul itself. The mind imekuwa corrupted, kila kitu imekuwa corrupted, family imekuwa corrupted. Unakuta tumeketi kwa family tunaongea juu ya corruption. Ati wewe kuja nitakupitisha.
Hakuna. Huko
hakuna. Ati brother wangu anitafutie kazi. Kwa nini?
Na vile nilikuwa nikwambia after hapo nitafutie kazi maana.
Kuja na resume. Kama una
Sasa ndio hii show mtanipea kazi gani uko na mna haya watu wa show?
Kuja. Content creator hata wewe nilisio umesema live hakuna. Hiyo information uko nayo.
So unaniambia nikuje huko mimi nifanye nini huko?
Utafanya.
Hamuna kazi za content creators huko?
By the way, if someone came...
No, like serious.
Very seriously.
Yes.
If you came with like what you're doing, me, I'm telling you, you would do it.
Yeah.
Like sky is the limit, my dear.
Yeah. Well, me nakuja. You see,
people have come with that mentality a job.
Yes.
That's something that I've observed, just a personal opinion. Watu walikuja na hiyo idea, kwenda job, nini, and that's all people are doing. But Kenyans, we are so creative. We are so creative.
Very.
And so ukianza kuwa creative, unaanza kuona, hii kitu ina work. This would work kabisa in Canada.
Okay.
Kabisa, it will literally flourish.
Yeah.
I started doing it.
Yeah,
gospel,
really?
Yeah, gospel power productions.
Yes.
And ikaanza kupick. But getting those people to work, your team kuiraise.
Yes.
Kwa sababu unakuta huyu ako job, huyu anafanya hivi, huyu ako na family. So inakuwa ni hard. Alafu sasa, of course, when you're starting, it won't just give.
Of course.
Right? Unakuta sasa, umebaki peke yako. You're the one that is shooting your own video. You're the one unajieditia. Kila kitu.
You are everything.
Hata ukicheza utabaki umejihoji.
No, but I think your voice is amazing. So I think it's something that you need to don't give up on it.
Yeah,
yet.
we are working with a few friends there. And ukikuja tuambie, you'll be one of ule tutakuwa tuna interview. Hata wewe tusikie story. So we are working on something with a few friends.
Okay.
After looking at it, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's good to back off, give time.
Give time.
Ungoje uone huyu mtu ako aje, tunaweza tembea, tutatembea mbali aje.
Tunaenda pamoja
because the farther we walk, the better.
The better.
Right? Yeah.
I love that. Talk to me about investing back home, right?
Yeah.
What precautions are you guys taking? Because I think all the stories I've heard out there, it's a bit tricky for people in diaspora to invest back home.
Yeah.
What precautions are you guys taking, and what advice would you give the people who are watching you from diaspora?
You know, when we talk about investing, you have to invest your heart first. You invest your heart. You invest that. Why are you doing that? Ni juu ya family, ni juu ya... And I think kuna hiyo shida, like people don't get that. We don't invest, people don't invest wherever you are. If you are an investor, you don't invest. There's a lady that ulinini siku moja, she said that what I am doing now is not for me, it's for my generations to come. She
The dairy farm?
The dairy farm.
Yes.
She challenged me on that. And so we invest our heart first. Now when that imeumia, hata pesa inakuwa ngumu kuleta. Because umeshaumiza nini? Roho. Hapo ndipo shida iko kubwa. There is something that's happening, Lynn. There is something that's happening. We are I don't know if you say maturing. I don't know if you say we are evolving.
Yes.
Me, I've seen Kenya evolving kabisa. Nimeona tuna evolve. Now I'm able to trust a friend that tulienda naye shule. Namwambia nichukulie shamba, anachukua. Na there's something that is happening, and I think this is something that needs to be spoken more. Kenya ina evolve. Wale wanataka kubaki nyuma watabaki nyuma. Si kuna mali tunaenda. There is where we want Kenya to be. By fire, by force. Itaenda hapo.
We are beginning to trust each other.
We are beginning to trust each other. Yes. Thank you to shows like this, Lynn. Thank you to shows like this. From this show, I have made so many friends.
Really?
Yeah. Anaeka namba yake hapo, nampigia naambia mazee umenijaza. Na tunaanza kupiga na tunakuwa marafiki.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Na unakuta mtu anapiga niaje maombi, si pesa anaitisha, maombi.
Yes.
Na unakuta mimi mwenyewe nimeamua acha nitumie huyu mtu kitu. Unaona? So trust imeanza kuingia. Something is happening. Something is happening.
It's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want to invest. We that went there young, si tulienda huko tukua young, tumekuja ku realize the importance of shamba, tumekuja kuangalia importance of family, friends. We need to keep our friendships. Tumekuja kujua the importance of our country na iinuke. That's what we want.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Powerful. I think the older you get, the wiser.
Sasa ukiona nikitembea na mzae.
Nimeona umekuja na dada
hapa.
hapa.
Sasa nikitembea na dada nakuja na kuonesha hapa ndipo unaweka, hivi ndivyo unafanya avocado.
Aya.
Unafikiria unaona
Yes.
Na sasa si uko na kale kitu pale, weka avocado hapo. Unaona?
Good.
Anakuja anakuambia hii itakufanyia hivi, itakufanyia. Once you listen,
Yes.
me I look at our dads as trees. That when you go under that tree, ukishake hivi, all kind of fruits zinaanguka. Ni wewe pick na ukule.
Yeah. That's thank you.
Yeah.
You've really the way you've said something is happening.
Something
you are so
is happening.
easy to talk to. You know that.
Thank you.
Now you're just so laid back, you know. You're just so easy to talk to.
Thank you.
And I want
Thank
you
God.
to send my greetings to our people in Canada.
Yeah.
Umesema nikuje June nisikuje May.
Kuja June, hiyo ndio weather saizi imeanza kuwa nzuri.
Yeah.
Unakuja unajibamba, unakuja
Yes.
una have fun.
Yes.
Na ukikuja usikuje alafu anze kusiju kurenta hoteli sijui nini. Kuja, we will host you.
Mimi utaniona hapo kwa mlango.
Kuja.
Mambo kwanza na kuplay yako clip umesema utani host ndio.
Kuja.
Yes, you know. Yeah, and pass my regards to your family and I hope people have been inspired.
Yeah,
For those
I
who
pray
want
so.
for those who want to come to Canada and they were giving up. What do you want to tell them?
I want to say, I was reading a scripture the other day.
Yeah.
God calls Joseph prosperous while he's still in the house of the Egyptian. He's still a slave. Bado hajakuwa prime minister, second to the prime minister. So God calls him, the word of God says that Joseph was prosperous. And he's still a slave, in charge of cups, in charge of kuosha hao, serving. So the way we look at prosperity and the way God looks at prosperity is different. Right?
Yes.
That idea that you have ya kukuja Canada, kukwenda Australia, to better your family, that alone is prosperity. Don't give up on it. Don't. Kuja. And if you're honest of who you are, if you're honest with people will walk with you. Unajua, just like I said, kuna vile ukifika huko tunabadilika. Kama mimi nilibadilika sana. The way I think, the way I talk, the way I look at things. So, ukifika tutakuangalia kwanza. And I know pia wewe, all your friends, the people even that you work with, are people that you sat back and decided, can I work with this person?
Or not.
So we will do the same thing. Kuja, be real. We will step back. We won't let, tutakuachilia, na wewe pia usituachilie. But when we are able to work with you, we will work with you.
Yes.
Canada is welcoming. Canada is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. It's mtu asigive up.
Mtu asigive up.
Yeah, prosperity itakupata penye Mungu alisema.
Prosperity saizi wewe you already prospered because you are thinking of that. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you've clarified a lot of things for us. It looked like it was now such a big thing, you know? Like don't go there, it's hard.
No. We want people to come. Tumesema Canada, Kenya inaweza ingia how many times?
17.
Look at the population, 40 million. Look at Kenya, 55.8 something. Right? Kujeni, we want people there. Tunataka watu hapo.
Yeah, job opportunities ziko kila
Job
place.
opportunities. Saizi, by the way, the more people are coming, the more unasikia your loneliness hakuna. Because unakuta siku fulani tumeenda kuchoma nyama kwa so and so.
Okay.
Tumeenda maombi kwa so and so.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Okay.
So come, connect with the right people and things will work out very
be
well for you.
straightforward.
And be straightforward.
Be
Hizi
honest.
mambo, nini games, acha hapa hivi Kenya. Yes.
Ukiingia uko kuwa mreal.
Hata usiache, ukikuwa kwa ndege, zirushe sana dirisha ndio ziende kwa ocean. Usiache
Yes,
Kenya.
zitaki-
Hatuzitaki pia
hatuzitaki
Kenya.
pia
Hatuzitaki Kenya.
Yeah,
Hatutaki
man.
games.
Thank you. Me, I really appreciate you stopping by, even
thank
just, coming to inspire us
Yeah.
with your story. And I'm looking now at the people that are watching and some of the people who had given up. They'll find, they get a reason to trust again and to
pray so.
try
We
one
pray so.
more time.
Yes.
I just think that it's never easy anywhere.
It's never
the
easy.
mentality that because it's Canada, it's going to be easy for you is what we need to do away with. You
Kabisa.
gotta put in the work in everything
Yes,
that
yes.
you do. hakunanga, I think hakunanga, si ati najua kuna cha rahisi but hakuna kitu itakukujia if first you don't want it in your life and you are not working towards it. Na kazi ya kupewa just kupewa kuna woye, I think that's a mentality we need to do away with.
Kabisa.
Yes. You are parting shot to our audience.
You know, I hear people talk about logic.
Yes.
See, we believers, we move by faith.
Yeah.
So, and Smaga, faith laughs at logic, right? So, trust in the Lord.
Yes.
Trust in God. Yeye ndio anajua pale unafaa kukua. Just ask him.
Yeah.
I want to be here. Yes. Where do you want me to be? You know, that's the last thing Jesus did. Jesus said, not thy will be done, but your will. Right?
Yeah.
And just with that, salvation came. Salvation came. Because God's will was done in Christ's life.
Yes.
So let God's will be done in your life. Muulize pale anataka ukue.
Ukirudi huko nifanyie favor moja, tell the people in Canada about Kings Developers Limited. Wakuje wanunue manyumba.
But they tell them to come summertime. Wakuje wauze wao wenyewe personally.
Si ndio?
Wanajileta huko.
Kings mmesikia? Wakuje wauze wao wenyewe.
People do that. The people that are doing that wanakuja huko na wanaanza kuuza.
Na wanauza.
So, we will tell them na pia wao wakuje.
Yes, na pia wao ziangalie nyumba zao niambie. I always appreciate that feedback. I don't want to come and sell to people things that I know they don't appreciate. I love that feedback, but they are credible. ISO certified, worked with them. They are doing an amazing job, affordable housing, whichever budget mtu wako nayo. Hata mtu akitaka, you can get anything from 4 million to 30 million. Niwe penye utajikuna. Tell them, tell your people about it. It goes a long way towards our production. Alex, asante me, I'll see you in Canada. I am coming by faith.
By faith.
By faith.
Unakuja sana. Ukituona tumeketi hapa.
Yes.
Unakuja.
I appreciate that. God bless you.
God bless you.
Yes, too. And of course, guys, if you are watching, I really want to hear your thoughts on the same. I hope if you are discouraged, you've found a reason to trust. And I always say, there is nothing as beautiful as an exposed mind. Trust you me. If you go out there, things are happening. People are just not like different, but you get to learn a lot just by traveling around. And me, I say, we were not given Kenya. We were given the world to conquer. So we shouldn't limit ourselves just to be in one specific place. The world is ours. You know, just go out there and conquer. And I hope if you want to share your story with us, of course, info@lnn.digital. That's where you can find me, or lynn.ngugi@lnn.digital. Let me know what your take home is from today's conversation on the comment section. And of course, my people in Canada, once again, I'm gonna see you guys in June by faith. And I know we have amazing stories to cover. Well, we'll be there. So if you want to start submitting your story, you can also use those emails zenye ziko hapo. Been your host Lynn, till tomorrow 10 a.m. Bye bye.